it just don't end, baby. The content farming does not end. I am milking dry of this. How many videos have we farmed at this point off of a video that we haven't even watched? For the employed people, for the grass touchers, here's some context. Basically, there is a video that LN Historian made in introduction to Lord of Mysteries that triggered a lot of people because the visuals that he included does indeed spoil significant events. If you just listen to the audio, I hear that there's actually not a big deal. And that's basically the origins of this drama. I made a video saying, I can't believe LN Historian would do this shit. Then we made a video where the LN Historian Lord of the Mysteries drama is crazy, right? And I think this is when a schizo person basically showed up and they made a schizo post on the subreddit, and it actually got a pretty decent amount of engagement where they're all just like hating on LN Historian for spoiling. And it doesn't, again, matter how correct you are. It's the way that you present yourself. And I think I made a video saying, bro, you are so terminally online. You are fucking insane. You're talking like you have a secret cabal of people who like bullied LN Historian and made him hide into this Discord server. And the way it just felt like actually like, and I treat this as entertainment, by the way. This is like reality TV slop right now, right? I am literally treating this shit as the most unserious shit, but still, it's a good way to get the audience going for the, you know, the momentum to continue as we head into summer 2025. And then we made a video called LN Historian Responded, right? LN Historian commented on one of my videos, and basically he explained the thought process on what's going on with the video and the history, right? The history of LN Historian and actually, where's this fucking video? I think it might be not this one. Is it this one? Basically, I'm losing track at this point. This one, right? And this is where he responded and said, Dub Kaka Glaze, and he's kind of giving some context on why the subreddit hates him. And this, in turn, has sparked another post on the Reddit 2 days ago, though. And I saw it. People already commented saying, yo, you gotta check, you gotta farm this thread, but you gotta read these fucking monkey comments. And I was like, bet, but I'm gonna let this, you know, I gotta... You can't just harvest the crops right away, right? You gotta sprinkle the seeds, then you have to wait for it to grow, then you come harvest the crop when it's time. And I was thinking about doing it today, but I tried to find a post today, and it was gone. As you can see, the post deleted, image deleted. So we had to have community members bring up a fucking post from the web archives, but the archives itself doesn't have the comments. And someone else had to go find out the specific fucking deleted link, and this is where we're at. This is the actual content of the post, which is also missing context. I think there used to be an actual screenshot of LN Historia's messages, right? Because the formatting on the web archive here is going to be a little scuffed. And then this is basically the post, but without the post, but with the actual content, right? And my assumption is maybe this person got cooked in the comments and basically got pressured to delete it because he's like, damn, I'm getting roasted in the comment section. I don't know. Or maybe they thought, oh, maybe I am putting too much spotlight in this unemployment Super Bowl fest. And it's a waste of time. It's unproductive. This is further bringing divide into the community, blah, 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 and decided to delete it. I have no clue. Today, I'm here to find out for myself what's going on. And before we get started, remember, you cannot generalize an entire demographic or even a subreddit based off of one schizo retard. There's always gonna be insane people that are gonna be bad faith actors in any community. And the more that you put a spotlight on it and give the assumption that this is how everyone behaves, is how rage baiting, how grifting, how all this unproductive negative bullshit happens. My goal is to identify them, make fun of them, make some money off of it, treat it like entertainment, and then let everyone know this is not the majority. This is one crazy individual. This doesn't represent the entire majority. And my final take is, I think LN Historian did fuck up with this video. I mean, by visuals, right? No matter how much you say it's out of context spoilers, there is a mistake being made, right? Who knows how significant the mistake is, but I think that at this point, it is just a fact that, yeah, there are spoilers in it, and it probably shouldn't be there. I think a lot of the people bringing more attention to the specifics of the spoilers is making people more aware of the spoilers itself, which obviously doesn't help. But yeah, there's probably fault there. And there's definitely fault on the schizo motherfuckers writing hate brigades and, you know, what's it called? hate threads on Ellen Historian and trying to basically just start shit because they're just unemployed like us. But hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Again, let's go into this with the mindset that this is content. First, we'll probably have to read the post itself, right? This will contain spoilers until the end of the first book. All right. Well, let's just continue with this then. Ah, shit. How do I approach this? I don't want to get spoiled, so maybe we shouldn't read everything. I think that we should kind of skim ahead in the moment that I feel like something is happening. Maybe I'll just vaguely it has spoiler tags. So he's basically spoiled. Okay, so everything like here that's kind of blanked out, I think are the spoilers. So I'll basically read about everything aside from the story, because I think we can definitely agree that the spoilers exist. First, any harassment that user Ellen Historian and his editor got is unjustified and unacceptable. Wow, very professional. He hasn't done nearly any as big mistake for the way that some fans reacted. That aside, the criticism of the rest of the people have validity. Okay. First, the point about gatekeeping isn't true, or at least is a minor factor. Gatekeeping. I think this is the idea that like some fandoms will want to gatekeep their content away from tourists. And do the people criticizing... I think that he's responding to this specific post too, right? Gates. They also love gatekeeping, so they hate any creator who wants to make the series more popular. I think that whenever drama or controversies happen, it's always like people who probably also agree, but they aren't listening to everything that they're saying, and they misinterpret other people saying, and then they try to like generalize it and try to make it thing, right? So Ellen Historian is saying they also love gatekeeping. Can that be considered the entire subreddit? Maybe. Does that mean the entire subreddit? No. I think they in this context could absolutely be specific outliers, but I'm sure some people would take this the wrong way and feel bad about it. So they hate any creator who wants to make the series more popular. I went over the most on the stream, but I will reiterate on that as well. So that's kind of this part, right? I made a post yesterday asking people for help to get a reaction from a YouTuber, and I got a lot of help. Great. And there's a post today from a person asking to spread LOL. Yeah, sure. So these are basically all receipts of him doing actions, community-based stuff to kind of highlight that, hey, we don't gatekeep here. We actually want to actively make new people come into the show. Here's the thing. The misunderstanding, again, is how you think that he's saying everybody in the subreddit gatekeeps. I don't necessarily think that's what he's saying. Now, he probably should have said it a little better here, right? Rather than saying they also love gatekeeping in the terms of like LM and subreddit, maybe it should have been specific people in the subreddit does gatekeep about this show. And those specific people could definitely be, again, the people that make like hate threads about him. But if you're interpreting this as, you know, like the entire subreddit, I don't agree with that. As in, like, I don't think the entire subreddit is gatekeeping. If that's what he intended, I don't think that's accurate, but that's where we're going with. Let's see. These are the spoilers, blah, blah, blah. Talking about spoilers, blah, 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 spoiler stuff. And here we go. Why do you act as if smart people aren't part of or even allowed to be part of the community? What is the context here, baby? Smart. Intelligent? I remember part of it, I think that, did he specifically say smart? Or, I forget, because, oh, we're all geniuses. Yeah, this part. I remember this part. But basically they're acting like, and again, they right now is referring to the subreddit, and I would hope that we're talking about specific people rather than the entire subreddit. They're acting like they were all super geniuses. Lord of the Mysteries fandom is full of people like this. When they first started the book, able to decode every visual hint, no matter how out of context or vague. Yeah, and I think I talked about this in the video itself, where absolutely when you have a series that is very sweaty, a lot of foreshadowing, a lot of hints, a lot of insane little breadcrumbs, hints that the author drops, expecting the audience to respond to it and figure out, absolutely those kind of communities will harbor a very specific people where they feel like they're intellectually superior because they figure something out, and they want to basically gatekeep and be like, I'm better than you because I figured this out because of how sweaty this show is, right? And again, I'm not saying this is everybody. I'm saying people like that will exist more in communities like Lord of Mysteries due to the nature of how sweaty Lord of the Mysteries is. I think that's what I said, right? And again, here, we're still using they are acting like they're all super geniuses. And when we say the fandom is full of people like this, Again, I don't want to believe that he's thinking the entire subreddit is, but I could definitely understand why you would assume that he is saying this about the entire subreddit, right? Is their intelligence their fault? No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about these pseudo-intellects that think that they're better than you because they figure some stuff out early on and then has a supreme elite attitude. Those are the type of people that I'm personally talking about. They should just deal with this since they're smart. I'm a medical student. Ooh, a little bit of self-plug. And I'm certain there are hundreds of people smarter than me in this community. It's such a ridiculous argument that boils down to smart people don't matter and shouldn't be thought about when making spoilers, which I see slightly immature, to be honest. Who's making this argument, though? Let's go back. Back to the we're all geniuses mindset. Some of the things that people are calling spoilers are things I saw dozens of times in my first read and didn't think twice about. If you're somehow able to figure out the mysteries from those hints, honestly, you shouldn't be reading Lord of the Mysteries. So there is a bit of shadowboxing here going on. So the sentiment is, oh my god, Light Novel Historian is saying smart people are just sinners because these motherfuckers are, what's it called? I don't know. They inherently act cocky. All smart people act cocky, and that's not right. I don't think that's what he's saying though, right? Again, this is my opinion. I think that no matter what, you will have snobby, snarky people in communities like this no matter what. If you're able to figure out the plot twist, congratulations, great on you. I don't think we're doing some sort of anti-eugenics here and Ellen Historian is vouching for death to all smart people. I can't believe they exist in the community. They're just bad for the entire show. No, I think we're talking about a small subset of people who do exist in this like intellectual supreme spectrum that feel like they're better than you simply because they figure stuff out. And here's the thing, right? The more you read this, the more you realize they don't even, I don't think Ellen Historian and this guy even like fundamentally are that different. But you can start to create random fucking opinions that you extrapolate from what he said and then try to shift it in a way that frames Ellen Historian bad, right? Because when I read these comments, I'm not seeing that he's saying all smart people bad, everybody in the subreddit is smart, they're all geniuses, and they suck because they act snobby. I'm hearing in the subreddit, there's definitely a lot of people who do act this way, and they fucking suck. And then some other people will take that and say, oh shit, I can't believe you labeled the entire fucking subreddit like that. I can't believe you, and it's not even the entire community. We're talking about the smart people in the community. And I'm saying that within that community of smart people, there's gonna be a fraction of people who fucking suck. So again, this is like a very unproductive argument where motherfuckers have different interpretations of what's being said and then they start arguing even though there's like nothing actually going on. And this is basically the entire drama in a nutshell. This ain't even drama. Everybody for the most part is on the same page. But people will misinterpret other things, and I do agree Ellen Historian should word his phrasing better. Because when you say stuff like they're acting, and he's not saying they're all acting, but they're saying they're acting. You could interpret that as the entire subreddit. Full of people like this doesn't necessarily mean entirely the subreddit is like that, but there's definitely a lot of people like that, right? So you see how because of these missing qualifying statements that explicitly imply or explicitly state that this is a fraction of the community or a fraction of the people, you know, that are bad. And other people are saying they all bad, therefore Ellen Historian is bad for saying that. You know what I mean, right? That's the entire what it boils down to. I guarantee you, these two dudes would be agreeing on everything. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh, this part too. I shouldn't be thought about. I think this is talking about how like, oh, if you were too smart, if you were smart enough to figure out the spoilers, then like that doesn't count. Basically, Ellen Historian is saying if you were so smart to figure out these out of context spoilers because of your intelligence, you don't matter because you're not the average person. I think that could definitely be interpreted the same way. And yeah, I think that like you shouldn't just like single those smart people out who are able to figure it out. I think this was more of an argument being made of for the majority of people, they're not really spoiled, but absolutely the small subset of people definitely could get spoiled. Yeah, for sure. More stuff I think that's getting spoiled out. Let's see. The reason no one is upset about the trailers is because they understand what they're doing. They are all out of context and especially graphically nonsensical. Okay, sure. Okay. Anything else in here that we should be talking about? No, I think that's pretty much it. There's a lot of, again, stuff that I can't read. And remember, the fun part is the comments. We're just getting some context right now. Ellen Historian, your response is disappointing. And I'm certain most of the community shares this opinion. If you had simply deleted the video and re-uploaded it 2 days later, removing the spoilers, the backlash would have mostly stopped. You know what? I do actually agree with the last part though. Objectively, if he did delete the video and re-uploaded it later on with like the visuals that does spoil gone, yeah, I think it would have been a better outcome. Why didn't he do it? Once, you could say he's just lazy. 2, he wants to double down because he wants to obviously, not be wrong. Who doesn't want to be wrong? 3, there's some like YouTube performance stuff going on, right? Obviously, he wants to farm. Obviously, he wants to do really well on YouTube. And if you were to delete a video that you already published for a while and then you re-upload it a couple days later, the impact of performance definitely comes to play if you're approaching this from like a content creator perspective, okay? All right. Now, we got the context here, okay? This was the post that was deleted. And I think what this person is saying, I agree with it. They're right. It's just that a lot of the things I think are due to the misunderstanding of explicit statements like they're acting or it's full of people, right? And you can absolutely assume that he's talking about the entire subreddit. I think that it is better if I was Ellen Historian to next time kind of rephrase and say, listen, I'm not talking about the entire subreddit. I'm talking about, a vocal minority of people that absolutely do exist like that. And all the criticisms here, right? All the hate here, right? That he's talking about, that he's gotten from those people. And listen, I think that sometimes people should be nicer to content creators. and here's where I'm going with this. A lot of people have hostility towards content creators because they are making a lot of money doing things that would be naturally like a hobby that most people could never imagine, whether it be playing video games, watching anime, covering whatever fun things. A lot of people can't be in that position. So there's a lot of hostility that's coming from jealousy, and a lot of people constantly have to deal with that shit, as in like the content creator. And I'm not saying that this person is talking from a jealous perspective, but I'm saying every day CCs have to deal with retards on a daily basis. And it's like a debuff, right? It's like a, what's it called? It's like a debuff, a damage over time where it's corrosive. Every day, little by little, it's like death by paper cuts. You read comments constantly. Maybe they're good comments. Maybe they're well-intended comments like these ones. Or sometimes you have schizos coming in, right? And you get cut over and over again. And for the most part, you can kind of act like it's fine and you can move on. But sometimes the stress gets too much and eventually you break. And people are prone to making mistakes. I'm not going to say Ellen Historian is the same person. I barely know the guy. I'm just starting to understand his content and watch some of it. But absolutely, I can imagine a scenario where Ellen Historian was in a very bad, mental health space. There's a lot of friction going on between him and whatever's going online, or maybe his personal life and blah, 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 right? And I could definitely understand how he could make a mistake and then suddenly there was like a lot of backlash coming even though he didn't intend it, and maybe he panicked and decided to double down or do all of these things at the end of the day, right? So just kind of like thinking from that perspective too. I think a lot of people always expect perfection from content creators, and they treat them like they're supposed to be some sort of like symbol of hope or some sort of fucking moral code of ethics. And if you mess up once, suddenly you are like, should be crucified and stuff like that. And sentiments like this never respond well to the community because most people can never relate to a content creator. And that's why I never complain. And if I do complain, I complain in a way that I make you understand why things are happening. Because like, people cannot relate to a person who's literally living their dream life. Oh, your life is hard because you're covering fucking Chinese webcomics, bro. Get over it, right? This is the sentiment that a lot of people have, especially when content creators or even celebrities or like idols or like movie actors, right? Whenever they start talking about their mental health or they start complaining about their lives, they're like, they look at themselves and they're like, bro, my life is way worse than yours. I would immediately fucking switch with you in a heartbeat. And the fact that you're crying and complaining over fucking random YouTube drama, right? Get over it, I think is the common sentiment that could happen from a lot of people. But just kind of keep that in mind, right? People aren't perfect and mistakes can be made. Now, post is done. You get the context. It's time to read the comments, baby. This is the juicy part. I only care for one thing about the video, which can be easily fixed in the post. I don't know. Ellen Historian response in a nutshell. That didn't happen. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, that's not a big deal. And if it is, that's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it, bro. This is a reference to... I actually don't know where this is from. Narcissist Prayer. Narcissist Prayer. This is a common reference that I hear all the time. And absolutely his response can come off like that. I think it's a bit generalized in the way that this person's kind of saying that. Because at the end of the day, his response... Yeah, absolutely. It has spoilers, right? Let's just be serious. It absolutely does have spoilers. But then like the defense is, oh, it's actually not that big of a deal. And if you were smart enough to figure out the spoilers, then, you know, you are the exception. You should work for NASA. And, you know, at the end of the day, as long as it's just audio stuff, it doesn't matter. Whatever, right? It is what it is. Let's see. How the actual fuck is your description so accurate? Accurate. When LOTM Mysteries subreddit hate on this guy, I mean, I never saw... Oh, he's asking when have they hated on this guy. I mean, I never saw a post regarding this, and if our community really has such people, then my god, we're cooked. I mean, it's not a community issue. It's always gonna have bad faith actors in those communities no matter what. I always thought our community was different from other anime, manga, and normal fandoms. No, you are no different, right? The fact that you think you're different is flawed from the beginning, because this is not a community problem. This is a species problem, bro. Human beings, stupid monkeys. You're gonna always exist, and the bigger your community gets, the more stupid people you're gonna have. It's probably a minority that went and harassed him, which is way too much, like I said. It's inevitable. There are some people like this in any fandom, unfortunately. Yup. That's what works, bro. Yeah, you can't escape dumb people no matter where you go. But hating on him for spreading the anime is just crazy. I mean, how should he introduce all the mysteries without even telling something about it? I mean, how's that possible? Well, there is a way to do it without the spoilers, right? The whole point is that the video had visual spoilers that was flagrant. Some of them were major spoilers, blah, blah, blah. No one's hating on him because he wants to spread the anime. It's, I suppose that's the issue. I think that is the case. I think that there's definitely people on top of that, though, who don't care about if it was spoilers or not and just want to hate Ellen Historian, too. People like that always exist, right? Like, for example, in riots, whenever there's like a protest happening, those people actually care about the protest and the cause. That example right now could be the people that's upset about the spoilers. But then there's hooligans within the protest who literally just want an excuse to crash out, burn down cars, break windows and stuff, right? They don't care about the protest. They just hate Ellen Historian. Do you get the analogy that I'm making? So like there's always like a specific group of people that's just kind of there riding the momentum and the hype and being like, you know what, I'm just gonna use this for my advantage. The one reason, okay, power scale. The one reason I ever hated him would be because he is an extreme power scaler. And I am racist towards power scalers in general. I don't think power scalers has a specific race, right? I think that they're just people, but hey, base comment, bro. My favorite type of power scalers are, what's it called? Very like, ironic power scale, like sarcastic power scale. Like the Ellen Historian video we watched with Ayano Koji, remember that? The Ayano Koji would beat anyone in your verse. That power scaling, now that's fun power scaling to me. Let's see some of the other comments then. He's purposely exaggerating. The whole thing is long over on the subreddit. There are like so many people who here defend him. Most people aren't hating him at all. He is not exaggerating. He's saying a truth. He's saying that there are people that absolutely hate him for who he is. And this is a pattern of behavior that's lasted throughout his history. Absolutely, majority of people probably praise and support him more than the haters. But to say that he's exaggerating simply because he's responding to something that's on the spotlight is a little bit ridiculous. I mean, what he did nothing to get hate, bro, just trying to promote Lord of Mysteries. Again, he did spoil with the visuals, and that's the issue, okay? Look, I'm mostly neutral towards him. His fans say he's doing nothing but promoting the series, okay. And his haters did say that he spoils a lot, including his thumbnails and titles, which is not incorrect, but hate is a very strong feeling or something like that. I personally believe that these two things cancel each other as well, so I am neutral. Yeah, I mean, hey, I straight up don't even subscribe to Ellen Historian's channel, right? Why? Is it because I hate him? No. I'm very appreciative of his content, but I have heard and I have seen that his thumbnails and his titles and stuff, maybe I shouldn't be looking at, right? I feel like there's definitely spoilers there. And at the end of the day, it's a bit tricky too, especially when you make, and like, you can have content that you're trying to make for a source material audience, but when you try to then like, I guess, go hybrid and start making anime only content, it's a bit trickier, right? Absolutely. The word hate here was probably excessive. I don't hate him. I actually would have watched his content more if he didn't throw on spoilers out of nowhere. I don't personally know him, and he doesn't know me either, so why would I hate him? It's true. Parasocial stuff, especially since he is not a big of a problem. This is so fucking silly too. This is like literally no problem. I'd rather save my hate for someone who like, hate scammers, Logan Paul, blah blah blah. Sure. I'm pretty sure most people don't like him because of his stance on people who didn't like COI before, and it's in the spoilers. He was really ignorant. Sure. Yeah, I don't really get why this is such a big issue. So I don't think there's a way to introduce to the series to people without giving some context in a novel way. Well, I mean, there's literally a way to do it. It's just the visuals, right? The whole video is actually pretty fine. The audio stuff is apparently pretty fine. If there are spoilers, it's like very, very light, out of context ones. It's just the visuals that's the problem, right? Maybe it's just me, right? There's something about the map, but there are people that would remember. I'm not saying that everything's getting spoiled, blah, blah, blah. Sure. You're right. The spoilers, blah, blah, blah. More spoilers. After that, I just blocked Ellen Historian. Seriously, who puts spoilers like that in Instagram post descriptions? And you know what? This person probably right? Like absolutely. Like I'm not here trying to like glaze Ellen Historian and just like defend him no matter what. But objectively, there probably are people who absolutely do get spoiled by Ellen Historian because Ellen Historian is trying to farm content that is maybe a bit ahead of the source material, right? Or not the source ahead, but like it inherently does have spoilers because it's covering the source material. And at that point, it is unfortunate. Absolutely, I would be so fucking triggered if I got, a character death or some sort of insane, plot twist, reveal in a fucking random TikTok that I was scrolling, right? That's why it's so unfortunate, right? Okay, so I'm gonna watch this video, as he said, the comment. So I'm gonna write this from the knowledge of this post, mainly because I don't know too much of the situation, blah, blah, blah. If what you say all this post is true, they all appear in this video, and those are massive spoilers, as I've already said. Yeah. Going to include the spoilers. Yeah, gonna skip this part. Naturally, I don't think you should hate on a person because of this, but the least expectation was that they would take the video down and properly censor everything. To be honest, until just now, that was my assumption that they did that, not doubling down and saying those things aren't big spoilers for someone really massive ones. Now, I'm not a content creator, so I don't know how much effort that takes. I don't think it would take that much effort to change the visuals of like the map stuff and whatever different subclass path people are talking about. But again, I think that it's a combination of just like analytics, content creation stuff. Who doesn't want the video to do well? If he were to take the video down and then re-upload it, who knows exactly how the performance of that video would do, because now plenty of people have already seen his video, and if it was to get re-uploaded, it's probably gonna get less traction, right? And then you could say, oh my god, he only cares about the money. Guess what, motherfucker? This is a literal business, so the money and the viewership absolutely does matter, and sometimes he's gonna prioritize that more than the actual spoilers, right? So that's like one mindset I think could make sense. Still, this is a novel that you love and want other people's love. You could at the very least allow them to the same experience that you have. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I completely agree with you. Read the novel years ago in Venezuela. Yeah, just positive comments. His response is rude, but we can't ignore the effect and harassment of the mental state. His response is rude? I think that it is rude, and it's absolutely justified, because the response isn't, again, I want to believe that it's not targeted towards the entire subreddit, but these specific people, the schizos, who literally make hate threads about him. Like, it's so easy to talk shit as like a random commenter on these subreddits who've never had, a public platform. I just want you to know, like, and maybe you've experienced this. Maybe you tweeted something, you got fucking ratioed, or on the subreddit, right? You commented something and somebody just fucking commented something so mean back where you've had that stuff happen. But when you are a public face and you're making content, again, the amount of hatred and criticism that you will get is unfucking real. And that's just part of the game, right? So his mental state's probably kind of tilted, kind of washed, right? And those people, I think that the rudeness is absolutely justified. Fuck him. He's not being rude to start with. Other people are showing up and being rude to him. Why wouldn't he respond in such a way? I made sure purposely to write this personal feelings. Yeah, I don't think there's any blah blah blah. Sure. Yeah. Okay, the problem is his response itself. Without the context of him reacting to harassment, it's provoking and would worsen the situation further. I think there's nothing wrong with his response. If you are taking that response and labeling it on the entire subreddit, you could definitely argue that it is a problem. But to me, and again, there isn't an explicit qualifying statement that differentiates they and full of people and stuff like that. But it also doesn't say they're all acting like it. The entire subreddit, right? I just think that this comment would have been absolutely a lot better if he would specifically say that, like, the people that I'm talking about is not the entire subreddit, right? It is like a very small portion of the subreddit. To be honest, I was first pissed when I first his response. Luckily, why would you get pissed though? Because you put yourself in the shoes of the people that he's getting angry at. Why would you do that? You are not the type of people that would behave in that way. There is like, again, so many people will always like read something and immediately generalize and try to think like, are they talking about me? Am I the one being talked about? I don't think so. Hasn't he always been like this though? He doesn't care about spoilers? Yeah, I think that he definitely does, you know, it's just that he's trying to make content for anime onlys, right? That's the issue. He definitely probably doesn't care about the spoilers in the past. Let's see. Alan Historian is really bad about hiding spoilers. Breezer, yeah. Honestly, I have heard a lot about this too, right? I've heard a lot of people in my community too. They're like, bro, the ReZero spoilers are just fucking out of context, out of nowhere, bro. Yeah. I get it. As a community, we should do our best to gaslight everyone on these spoilers. It is our duty to confuse anyone who may have these Twitch ruined. I absolutely agree with this. I think that one of the best things you can do when dealing with spoilers, like for example, when I'm reacting live to an anime, if something spoilers happens and you guys in chat immediately say, I can't believe you did this. Like let's say some rude monkey came in here and tried to spoil something and everyone else is like, oh my god, why would you do this, blah, blah, blah. You're basically giving them more power. What you should do instead is just spam emotes or maybe even just start gaslighting and start memeing around, right? The whole idea is spoilers are inevitable, so it matters how you handle the spoilers. So you gotta like gaslight, you gotta fucking do some kill Kasuigatsu, you gotta do some Monkey Sharingan shit and try to make people think that like it's actually not a spoiler. Kaka farm is gonna be good. Absolutely. Kaka's opinion on this video is also funny because he takes historians' words at almost face value while he has never even interacted with the community. What have I said? Like the community cares far more about for thighs than historians' channel. We might be freaky, but we aren't toxic. So this is another one too, right? This motherfucker is generalizing my entire video and me, apparently I am also calling the subreddit toxic. If you actually go and click onto any of these videos and actually watch it, when have I ever stated such a thing? I always say this is clip farming and we're farming for entertainment, baby. And I also say vocal minorities will always try to label that the bigger public is bad and try to shift narrative. This guy's doing the exact same thing. Out of context, just misinformation, tries to label me saying, oh my god, I am just glazing Ellen Historian at all parts and I am just shitting on the subreddit entirely. I'm pretty sure in this fucking video that I have clarified that like, I don't think the entire subreddit's like this, but hey, it doesn't fucking matter, right? It doesn't matter, right? Everyone just want to gaslight and just talk shit all they want. That one dude in the chat was pretty toxic. And that's the guy that I think that we brought up to make a video about, right? That was the guy that actually started the hate thread too. Though since he has never interacted with his community, he can only form his opinions based on people who came to his channel. And bro, straight up, even in the video where I fucking crucified that schizo dude from this subreddit, I don't think I said the entire subreddit is toxic. I'm pretty sure I said, no matter how correct you are, the way that you present yourself will never compel anyone else. And you need to work on your communications. And then the next follow-up videos are straight up all like, listen, I don't think the entire subreddit's like that. You should never take an extreme outlier and try to paint that as the entire generic. But isn't that ironic though? Isn't that so ironic that like, this person is saying, I can't believe he would just get clipped out of context and label our community as all bad. But he then, in turn, repeats the same behavior that he thinks he's criticizing me about. Just want you to think about that for a second. Who, Kami? He did say he was sleep deprived and was angry the whole day for some reason, so he kind of irresponsibly lashed out. So you're gonna play defense on a schizo motherfucker who creates schizo threads, hate threads. You're gonna play defense for a guy that literally pulled up to a stream and just crashed out and was just hostile. Like who makes a fucking Twitch account and literally pulls up on a stream and then starts just like hating on someone else on another person's stream? I get your point, but I won't worry about it too much. Kaka doesn't seem to be the type of person to form opinion based on only some people's behavior. Then why would you fucking say this, dumbass? Retards, bro, make up your fucking mind. Why would you ever say this shit and then immediately say, you know what? No, I don't think he would just take that person's opinions and be... Jesus Christ, fucking bipolar motherfuckers, bro. Bipolar motherfuckers, bro. Elitism is a type of toxicity. You're right. Elitism is toxic. These people spoil others thinking they're better or know better under every single Lord of the Mystery video. And yeah, those people are exactly these super geniuses that LN historians talk about, right? And I don't think he's saying that they're all smart people are like this. I don't think that's what he's saying. Go back, go back. Mind you, he has a history of faking screenshots and shit like that. Wait, what? Faking screenshots? Wait, we talking about LN history? He also started refusing to do arguments outside of his server of a while ago because it's unfair and he needs his proof that he apparently has all over his server so he can reference him over and over. I just stick to ignoring him, even though we ignore... I don't know. I feel like we're a little bit too deep in the sauce. Also, shout out to the time he spoils parts, more spoilers stuff. Okay. I don't know about that lore. Again, we are entering here. Like, I have no clue about the years of lore and history about, you know, Lord of the Mysteries, subreddit, and LN historian like that. So you can clearly see that there's like a lot of rich, you know, history. But who knows? Who knows if this is true or not? Let's see. LN historian shares spoilers just to get a few extra views. I would argue that the spoilers would prevent people from watching the video and it would get less views. I don't agree with this logic. I think that, if anything, it would be in his best interest not to spoil to entice anime onlys that have been warned from the video not to watch to actually watch the video. Thank you, iFly, for the 7 months of tier 1. Appreciate that, man. He shows no regard for how this can ruin the experience for new viewers. That said, cyberbullying is not the answer. Sure. Because if it's not LN historian, it might be someone else like web novel historian. Yo, someone should make an account like that. He should make an alt account named like that, man. From a community standpoint, the best approach might be to create pinned posts listing known content creators who share major spoilers. Yeah, I think that would probably help. Wait, there's actual drama now? There's no drama. This is the most unserious shit. We're just literally clip farming and just writing misunderstood narratives and just farming. That's pretty much it. Anything else? Massive day for the unemployed. Absolutely true. This is a fucking Super Bowl for the unemployed people, man. We are cooked. Hope everything calms down. Listen, the people getting involved in this quote-unquote drama, or the people that's even aware of it, they are like insignificant. I need people to understand. This is a nothing burger. No one cares about this shit. This is the most insignificant bullshit happening. I'm literally just farming this to have fun with it. If you think that this somehow represents the entire like Lord of Mysteries Donghua fandom and community and people that's gonna watch the anime, no, bro. Ain't nobody know this shit's even happening. Let's see. Is there anything else? I don't know what the hell this is. I have not read Lord of the Mysteries, and I watched his video, and guess what? I had no idea about any spoilers until these people started talking about it. They think that there's spoilers for it. So basically, just like a tourist anime only saying these are all out of context stuff, and I think this is from my video, and people saying like, yo, like, this is such a non-important thing, but you made such a big deal out of it, now I'm aware of it, right? From what I see, here are some opinions of newcomers. Also, Kaka can farm one comment into a 20-minute video, like, holy shit. It's also interesting, right, how this has a downvote, because obviously there are people who don't want comments like this to be shown, right? And I think that over here, if we go back to this post, right, what I'm trying to get at is this. Where is this? I think I remember reading this part. I think I forgot about it. So going back to the post, the reason I'm bringing this back up, trying to link with why this person might have got a downvote, is because people have narratives that they want to kind of like... The people want to basically hide what's real and push a narrative, and suddenly if someone else comes up with like receipts that refute their narratives, they want to like downvote, is what I'm kind of getting at. Over here. I've read most, if not all, the replies on Kaka's videos, and the absolute majority were angry because of the spoilers. Okay, let's check if that's true or not, right? Because this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, where this person obviously is creating this narrative, and maybe it's true, right? That absolute majority, and if you don't know what an absolute majority is, right? Majority, like literally everything, right? Means of all the comments, there are way more people saying, oh my god, spoilers, I can't believe these are significant spoilers, it's so fucking bad. So I have these videos, right? And I have 3 separate videos, right? These are LN historian, Lord of Mystery drama is crazy. I can't believe LN historian would do, and this is the first video. Let's go in chronological order, right? 1, 2, 3, right? This is the one where I'm saying, hey, he made a video, go check it out. This is the one where it's just like the schizo guy came up and he was kind of crashing out. This is the one where we're doing light novel historian responded. Don't I have 4? I actually don't know. Do I have 4? Let's check it out. Oh, and then there's this one. There's this one, but this isn't really about the actual like. I mean, we can check this out too, I guess, right? We can absolutely check this one out too. This one was like reading the other one, right? I don't think this one will have more about that, but basically my goal right now is to check, is this true? Because he's saying absolute majority were angry because of the spoilers, all right? Now, I don't know if I'm gonna keep a track of it, but you know what? Fuck it. This is so sweaty. This is so stupid, bro. All right, I'll keep a track of it. I'll keep a track of this right over here, and we'll see like right? Positive, negative, right? As in like not really angry about spoilers, right? We'll do this. We'll kind of do that, and we'll do like angry about spoilers, right? We'll do like a little track, right? So again, here it is. Okay. Let's go. So, first video. When he says in the video only had minor spoilers, you will see first 3 episodes, blah, 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 right? There's some heavy spoilers. If you're going to watch it, definitely listen to the audiobook to avoid the biggest spoilers. Maybe we should have a neutral one too then. I don't know how that's going to work, right? Angry because of the spoilers. Yeah, I think it's fair to have neutral, right? Honestly, let's just do positive / neutral, because if you're going to really say, you know, absolute majority, then negative has to outweigh positive and neutral at the same part, right? So let's just do positive plus neutral, right? So we'll just do it like this, right? Boom. Can't we do that with ChatGPT? You know what? You're probably right. In fact, we will test that theory. After I do one video, I will copy the entire comment section and see like which ones are angry and which ones are not, and see if that's actually true or not. That could be a fun little experiment. So, okay. I think that the first one here, positive, right? Positive / neutral. Would you agree with that? Positive / neutral, right? Because I don't think this guy's really angry. He's saying, yeah, visuals definitely are spoilers, but still at the same time, just audio, right? I don't think this guy's really that angry about it, right? This person is giving us the entire timestamps. I don't know if this is really angry or not, so I'll do 2. Major issue with the videos and the content. Most of the spoilers are spoilers, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Put the visuals according to the video. Edit the video. Yeah. But the videos already generate controversy. I'm willing to give this into the negative part. I mean, it's kind of like hard to differentiate neutral versus negative, because angry literal implies that like you are fucking negative, like crashing out, upset, right? I think that this is honestly pretty neutral. Would you say this is neutral or not? I feel like this is pretty neutral, right? But you know what? It's neutral. Most of the comments I feel like is gonna be like this at the end of the day. I don't think there's gonna be much comments saying like I'm really fucking angry, right? For someone like you who pauses a lot, yeah, you better be careful with it, right? Tread with caution, don't get corrupted on the journey. I think this is kind of pointless, but let's still at least very least, you know, check the videos out, right? You can also react to this doesn't even talk about it. For someone who's read it, it's minor spoilers. I say don't watch it, some of the charm, blah blah blah. Again, you can kind of say that this is like neutral. You can listen but without the visuals, right? That's another one. If you watch, just listen, you'll be good. There's no real spoilers, blah blah blah. I think it's good. Okay. I mean, at this point, bro is watching anything but the trailers. Yep, we're gonna save the trailers for the very end. People that consider most of the spoilers are minor ones, or people who've already finished the book, blah blah blah, yeah. And again, this is kind of pointless at this point, right? I don't think we're gonna be actually finding really angry people. Just people. Okay, angry. I got spoiled myself. Don't read anything on the screen. This person tried to help me out and figure stuff out, but they weren't really caught up to the entire story and they got spoiled. Womp womp. Yeah, well, negative, right? Negative, yeah, maybe that's fair, right? I'd rather you go blind. Using the schizo theories will be fine. Kind of like neutral, right? I think the spoilers are pretty light, nothing too major, blah, blah, blah. Power systems a spoiler. It's deeper, sure. It's kind of neutral, honestly, right? There's only minor spoilers. Yeah, you're safe. Yeah. do I even need to go out at this point? If you're gonna watch it, don't go check out the visuals. Still did a good job, you know, spoiling not spoiling much while explaining. Yeah. I mean, there's 1 or 2 instances of considered dangerous spoilers within this. You know what? I'll give it to negative because this is honestly so biased right now. No way a pre-farm. I'm dead. Don't read wiki pages. In the background, everything will be perfect. You know what? Bro, gonna farm LN history. Yes, I am. Just listen to the video, but the background contains some big spoilers. I'll give that out to the fucking negative just because I'm feeling bad for it. I never read the web novel, so from what I read, doesn't contain heavy spoilers and just blah blah blah. At this point, we're fucking wasting time. I'm just gonna look for negative comments now. Better to skip the video. Maybe. The video doesn't spoil anything. Neutral. Going in blind, probably best. Minor spoilers, neutral. You can watch it, neutral. If you find minimal spoilers, positive, neutral. I will watch and let you know. What do you think? Okay, positive, neutral. First time, sure. Everything about this, yeah, sure. Bro, pre-farm. Is there anything, Nick? Is there anything? And kind of angry, right? Kind of angry. Motherfucker spoiled the whole pathway. Yeah, for sure, right? Negative, maybe. I wouldn't say it's super important, but there is some stuff. Yeah, neutral. Just listen to the audio and write a video. Neutral. Just watch it. Neutral. Just you can farm it. Just something neutral. I would not watch it. Describing the system. Kind of neutral. You can watch it. The visuals are pretty exposed, but it should be fine. Don't read the text. Huge spoiler. Maybe negative. Maybe negative. I don't know. At this point, I think we're wasting time, right? You can basically go and check these comments for yourself. But the more that I scroll down, the more I realize that this is just a lie, is it not? I think that like, I'm trying to use his word, angry about the spoilers. Who's actually angry? I looked over it. It is not the absolute majority. And I'm sure it's going to be the same case in this video as well. And in this video as well. You can go check it yourselves. I don't want to waste too much time doing it. You guys can go do it yourself. But at this rate, does it not seem more neutral and positive than negative? So again, the whole point that I did this is because some people want to be disingenuous and try to create their own fucking fiction in their own head and then try to basically blast people. And I'm not saying that he downvoted him, and who cares if he got downvoted, right? But like, there are people absolutely who wants to create their own scenarios in their own head and try to like, basically anytime some positive stuff, like this guy straight up is saying, he's from my video and he's saying, listen, I think it's perfectly fine, right? That's what I'm talking about. So that was a little bit of a little experiment. Again, I wanted to do my due diligence and at least check out, were people actually really angry, negative about it? Most people were significantly, absolute majority were more neutral and positive than negative. Here's the thing, most people aren't hating on him. Most people aren't gatekeeping Lord of the Mysteries. He's purposely exaggerating some stuff, but that doesn't matter here. He's not purposely exaggerating some stuff. You are the one who is misunderstanding the target of the people that LN Historian is talking about. And then you're saying, oh my God, I can't believe he's making this a bigger deal than it actually is. He's speaking from his actual experiences. And I too have now seen how much this guy gets hate based on the hate threads that I've seen. So what are you fucking talking about? This whole matter of this video is already over. Okay, sure. Let's just leave it at now. I give up on him doing anything on the video. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to do anything about the video, to be honest. But he already wrote his reply today. He threw gas into the flame. And I think he should have done it, bro. Straight up. I wouldn't have made this post if it didn't make the comment in Caucus. But I think that him coming out and defending himself against all the fucking hate and the drama, even though he fucked up with the spoilers, is absolutely justified. Like, why would he not say anything? Because, like, it is a fact that he did spoil. It is a fact that he should have done a better job. But it's also a fact that those skits was coming in and shitting on him. And he basically then took his time to reply and give his experience on my, video. And think about it like this, too. Most people can't even understand this. But, like, we're talking about LN Historian probably wants to be positive or at the very least neutral towards me who is reacting to his content. Just think about it from a pure business perspective. Does it not make sense that you would want to be positive and, have potential to collaborate with other content creators? I just got started reacting to his videos and suddenly I could get a negative bias towards him because of so many people like this who wants to just give the most disingenuous, exaggerated picture of who LN Historian is. So LN Historian coming out in this moment where he did fuck up with the spoilers, but wants to clear stuff up and let me know what kind of person he is, that's the whole goal. And to think that like this is some like, oh, I can't believe he did this shit to like put fire on the subreddit. Fucking stupid, bro. I get your point, but did he reply? Do you think he would? I simply do not believe that this is gonna do anything except to create more drama. He will lash out even harder than before. Try talking him into Discord at least. What else is there? Wait, why people are hating on him? He's like the OGs know. What did he do? Some people hate on him because he spoils. That's pretty much it. And I think that's pretty much it. I think that we've dragged it, right? I think that we have dragged a lot of the stuff. And hold up. I saw something here too. 1 second, guys. What is this? Oh, this made me laugh. Anyways, that's pretty much it for me, guys. At the end of the day, TLDR, none of this shit matters. None of this shit. The hate comments are on his video. You know what? I might make a separate video for that. Reading the hate of LN historian. You know what? I will make a separate video. I will. And then I'll basically just like read them out and basically just make fun of them. I will. So basically, here's a TLDR. There is no drama. People suck at reading comprehension and create their own fucking fictional realities and wants to bolster their narratives. If people could just fucking understand and give the benefit of the doubt to other people rather than being so fucking hostile, something like this would never happen. But I'm glad it happens because all this confusion and conflict leads me to fucking read threats and comments and make me another fucking video so I can keep farming money. At the end of the day, this is reality TV slot for me. This is just drama farming for me. I don't give a fuck about this shit. This is the most jobless, unemployed bullshit drama fest. And I love every moment of it. And I'm sure you guys do too. So look forward to the next couple videos. Now, I should react to this fucking video, right? I think it's about time that I actually finally react to the LN Historian video. How many videos can I make about that video without even watching it leading up to it? I don't know.